my dad grew up in Pasadena and was a big stoner at the time in his 20s and was working at a vacuum cleaner shop. And he was the salesman and his buddy was the repairman. And his buddy, his name was Leon Carrera at the time. And they were high out of their minds one day and like, how do we meet girls? How do we get out there and just let's do something and escape Pasadena? And they decided, and they were like, we'll be Playboy photographers. That's a great way to meet women. And they're like, the equipment's too expensive. There's no way we could afford all these cameras. And like, how can we pretend to do that? So they see a little ad in the back of a magazine with private eye badges. And my dad goes, that's it. We're going to be private eyes.
Once we were spacemen. I tend to play weird people, usually aliens and robots and things that don't have romance.
I once didn't get a job where they were looking for a Nathan Fillion type. Once we were spacemen.
Alan.
Hey, Nathan.
You have been on The Rookie. You've seen The Rookie.
Yeah.
Eric is on The Rookie with me.
I've seen him. I've met him briefly. We didn't have any scenes together.
Right.
It was always just us, and then he was off doing his stuff elsewhere.
Eric is one of those guys where if you watch him on TV, you'll still have no idea in any way what he's actually like because his character is so different from who he is in reality.
Wow. I'm getting like
great.
when I see him, yeah. Because when I see him, he's a little uptight on the show. So that's
he's a hard ass.
He's not
yes.
that. He's a hard ass.
He is a real hard ass, cranky SOB on the show. But the man is kind and sweet and gentle and funny as hell. Boy, he loves to laugh. He loves to make jokes and he's funny. He's a funny guy.
Great. I love those types of guys.
Yeah, I think you're going to enjoy getting to know him a little better. It's always a pleasure for me to bring some of my favorite people onto our little program here and let people get to know them.
We got another rookie coming on. Although he was never a rookie, but a rookie. He's one of our rookie. He's one of the confectionaries from The Rookie. He's a rookie cookie. That's what I hear he likes to be called.
It was a bit of a walk to get there, but you got there. Let's do this. Why don't you start us off?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Once We Were Spacemen. Because once we were spacemen, twice we were carpenters, thrice we were X-ray consultants, quadruplists. We were assisting people who handed out flyers in front of Whole Foods back in 1997. 5 times a lady.
It really impresses.
I feel like I didn't pronounce your name right.
You wouldn't have been the first.
Nathan Valia and
Yeah, it really garbled at the very end.
Yeah, that was a little off. Sometimes when you're in space too long, you can't enunciate as well.
It's one of the things. Alan. It had a lot of spirit.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Space spirit. Brilliant. Well, I'm anxious to meet him. Is he here? Can we let him into the room? 1, 2, 3. Go! Blast off.
Okay, we got so much to cover today. We have acting, The Rookie, daytime dramas, family, rum, podcasting, just to name a few.
Rum is a good... That's a table of contents.
Yes, this is all going to fall under the category of diversification. Eric, thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me, guys.
This is you're no stranger to podcasting. I've asked you many questions about podcasting. You have a podcast. You and your wife have a podcast. He said,
"What?
Elle a dit je."
We did. Yeah, we did. We actually have paused it, but we did. Yeah, for few years.
How many episodes have you squeezed out of that thing?
Oh, we did 3 years worth. And it rotated the format. You know, it used to be once a week for an hour. Then it dropped down to like half-hour episodes. Then it was going twice a week. It was just there were different formats that iHeart was playing with, who were our partners at the time. But it was it was like a therapy session for us. It was a very fun experience.
That's what it is for Nathan and I.
Yeah, we
It's
need
our
a lot of therapy.
section. Our therapy session. And then you said you got out of it because too many shit heels got into the game. That's the quote that I have. Where's my sheet?
Wow, that's a great quote. Wish I would have come up with that. We'll be going back into the space likely. We just wanted to change a bit of the format and style that we were presented with, the shit heels.
Right.
Eric, do you remember when we first met?
Vividly. Well, the first time I saw you, I remember that crystal clear. Because it was
the curse. Start then with the story of the curse.
Yeah, so I'm a very superstitious person. Maybe it comes from a sports background. I don't know why, but everything is superstition based when it came to acting. And for years, if I was close on a job or right in the mix on something, anytime, let's just say, I'll give you an example. I was in the mix on something that Halle Berry was in, and the next day I was on a flight and I opened a magazine and there was a picture of Halle Berry in an ad. And I was like, oh, there we go. Not getting that one. So anytime I would be in the mix on something, if an actor or somebody a part of that project appeared in my life in some way, whether it was on TV, a billboard, whatever it was, I never got the job. Wow. Yeah, it just became this known curse in my mind. And I remember being very much in the mix on The Rookie. And I pulled into the farmer's market one day and my son goes, "Dad, look at that car." And it's like this space. Is that the Arcimoto? Is that what that one was? Or is that the other one? You had two spaceship kind of cars.
That's the Arcimoto. Wow.
Okay. So I pull into Trader Joe's and my son goes, "Look," and I want to say it was you and Michelle. Now that I look back on it, in that thing together, potentially going to farmer's market. I don't know if that's possible. And I turn and look and I go, that can't be Nathan Fillion. Oh God, there goes the Rookie. I was like, I'm not getting that job. And I think
and then you looked at his son and said, "You happy now?"
Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, it's a stupid car, Dylan. Look at that thing. You just lost your dad a job," pointing that out. And that was the first time I saw you. And then I met you officially after that for the test over at ABC. And you broke the curse.
You broke the curse, Mr.
No, man, you broke it. You broke it.
That was
nice.
Alan, have you ever been on the other side of an audition? Have you ever been in the room whilst people auditioned?
Yes. I've had that.
So there's that experience of everyone wants to find the person, right? You want the search to be over.
Yes.
Eric did one of those things where the room was one way before he came in, where it's all up in the air. I wonder if he can do it. And then left the room where everybody's looking at each other going, "Oh my God," right? "Oh my God," where everybody's like, did that kind of celebratory, "Oh, well, it's over. We can scratch that one off. We're done. That's our job is that much more done." So, Eric, this was the first jerk I think you've played, the first kind of starkly crisp a-hole.
Yeah, in this way. I always played the douchebag. Many times I played a douche. Like in Harold and Kumar, I was the douche. So
right.
I've done douchey roles as the jerk. I was a bad guy in a couple other things, but not quite like this. I would say
there's a sincerity to this one. The douche is there to laugh at.
Yeah,
I would say Tim Bradford is not the laughable type.
I don't think of him as a douche. I just think of him as somebody who's like this is how he looks at his job and how he gets his job done, and
I think we're all on the same page. I think we're trying to get to the idea that this is a first for Eric to be playing this sort of a role.
Yeah, and I would say to the point that I had everything stacked against me. Funny enough, I've talked about this audition journey a bit, and I've had two. Nathan, we've shared a lot of stories like in the industry as we've gone through our journeys, whether starting out or whatever. I've had two moments in my career where I felt the air sort of come out of the room, or a lightning in a bottle type moment. And the first moment was my very first pilot I ever got, which was called Viva Laughlin. for CBS years ago, and Hugh Jackman was in it, Melanie Griffith was in it, and it was first time a big movie star had ever done TV. I mean, this was Hugh Jackman agreeing to 8 episodes of CBS network television before streamers, all that stuff. And I won't bore you with like a super long, detailed, drawn out part of this, but it was essentially a job they kept wanting to see me for. I said, no, I'm not right for this guy. I'm in my 30s. This guy's written in his 40s. What am I doing? No, I'm not this guy. It was a take of this format out of the UK called Viva Blackpool. And I finally passed on it enough times and tested 4 or 5 times that season, didn't get anything. And I said, fuck it, I'll go back in because I don't have a job. So why not? And it was the director of Pursuit of Happiness, Gabriele Muccino. So he had just come off of Pursuit of Happiness. So it was like a big property. And I go in, I read, get a call back to meet with Gabriele. I read, and he's like the most blunt person I've ever worked with. Like, you do the scene, he goes, horrible. Let's try this. That would be the way he
And I'm just talking about your shoes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I do it. I get a test offer. I'm like, how did I get a test offer? I never thought I'd get this job. And I show up and it's just me at the test. They've already started production. Hugh's already filming with a couple other people. And I walk into the room and he's off filming for the day and he came in for the test.
Does that relax things for you or does that up the stakes for you?
Well, it's the old school test too, Nathan. Remember, you guys know, with the stadium, in a room, CBS Underground. This is all of CBS, all of Sony, all of Hugh Jackman's company, massive group of people. Nina Tasso at the time is the head of the network. And I go and I have to sing and I have to act. And I'm not a singer. So I had to sing a whole scene with singing and a whole scene with acting. And you know too, sometimes you audition, if it's just you, it's usually not a good thing. Like, they often want choices. They don't want to just be that guy. Some are like, here we go, I'm set up to fail again. And I go in, do my audition, I exit. They go, can you wait outside, please? I'm like, we're going to just let me go. Why are you going to talk about me? It's just me. You're not bringing somebody else in. They call me back in the room. Hugh Jackman jumps up and says, I couldn't have done it better myself, mate. And runs down the steps, gives me a big bear hug. He's like, you got the job. And I'm like, wow, what the hell? My first pilot ever. It's like, it's all downhill from there. And I'm calling my agents and I'm like, I got the job. Like, what do you mean you got the job? I'm like, Hugh Jackman told me in the room I got the job. Unless he's lying, I don't know. I got the job. So that was like the way I kicked off my career of like, this is a big lightning bottle moment. Then cut to years down the road after ups and downs, many.
Wait, what happened to that pilot? Did the pilot
go? Did it 13? We were picked up for 13. This is, again, back in the day. We were 7 episodes in. We debuted to 15 million viewers, and they considered it a failure.
Right.
We failed because we came after CSI, and they were doing 22 million viewers. Oh. So we dropped to 15. They had a huge problem. We did the second episode. It aired. DirecTV had a problem nationwide, lost all TV, like it was out for that network. We competed against the World Series and we still did 11 million viewers and they canceled us the next day. So I was off work that day. I'm at home and my friend calls me from work and he's like, you're not gonna believe this. We just got canceled. I'm like, what do you mean we got canceled? She goes, I was in makeup. They did half my face. They came in and said, everybody can pack up and go home. So half my face was done. I had tissue in my shirt and I had to leave work. We were canceled.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, and Millie, we had shot a lot and it was great people. Anyways, so that failed. And then I'd say go back to a lightning in a bottle moment that I cut 2 years later. I'm reading for another show that Ulrich Dawson is casting at the time, and The Rookie's about to come up for auditions. And I had just done a pilot with ABC and Liz Friedlander, who was directing The Rookie. I did a pilot that shot in Miami, didn't get picked up. And it was Mark Gordon as well. Yes. And I'm reading for this other show, and Liz Dean says, who had cast another project I was in, and was like, you'd be great for The Rookie, da-da-da-da. And it shoots in LA, Nathan Fillion. I'm like, wait, this is amazing. And it's Mark Gordon, and it's Liz Friedlander directing. And
Mark Gordon at the time was the head of E1, which was the studio that made The Rookie, just for a little tidbit.
Yeah. And I go to my team. I'm like, you guys have to get me an offer or something. Or like, you got to get me into test, whatever. Like, I know every player involved except for Nathan and Alexi. But I mean, I still know a lot of people. Can you at least get me straight to test, something? And they call Mark Gordon's company, and the executive at the time was like, nah, Eric's too nice. I know Eric. He's just not this guy. He can come in, but he's probably not going to get it. Can I say the names on the podcast? I don't know if I should say the name on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Don't know. Yeah, we don't want to burn any bridges. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, that was what
So
he told me.
This was someone in production who was involved in the audition process said no.
He was the head of the production company at the time that was doing the rookie.
He's too nice to act mean.
Yeah, he's like, he's not gonna play this role. He's not. He can come in. I'd love to see him. He's a great guy. I love Eric. He's just too nice. I don't see him as Tim Bradford.
Wow.
And I remember being so hurt. Like, you go in this business, you try to build as much as you can. You try to make relationships. You try to make good first impressions. You have a resume. You think you're doing all the right things. And then flat out, you just said, you can't act like this person.
That is a very Hollywood thing. They're like, somebody says, you're too nice. God damn it.
Yeah. Fuck everybody. That's why I'm not being nice anymore.
Dare you son of a bitch.
And yeah, so lo and behold, I get the audition finally, and I'm already thinking, I don't have a shot. Like, I'm never going to get it. And I went in there so free of stress because I just never thought it was mine. And I was able to really let my emotions go and just be in the moment and be a complete ass. And then I got one note on an emotional scene with my ex-wife and from Liz in the room. And God bless, I was reading opposite a reader, and I was able to just connect. Like, there was just a moment where everything left. Like, you just feel like out of body in a way. I was just in this moment, bawling, super emotional. And I got done with the scene. I said, are you guys good? Do you have any questions? And they said, they were like, just kind of, everybody's quiet. And I said, great. I took my sides and I threw them in the trash right in front of everybody. And I said, have a great day. And I walked out. And I'm not lying. There was tons of people in the hallway waiting to go read. They stopped the session. And I think it was the exec, if I remember correctly, came out and was like, Eric, are you okay? And I went, yeah, it's called acting.
Bitch, snap, snap, snap.
And I left. And got great feedback and got a test.
Did you drive home saying, I nailed it? Or did you drive home saying, I hope that went well?
I knew I had left it all out on the field, right? Like, I did everything I could do. And if it's not for me, it's not for me. But I have zero regrets.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No regrets.
Alan and I have talked a lot about auditions and the feeling and what can you do possibly. The way you control everything in your control, but that's it. Like you said, leave everything on the field. Everything you could possibly do, you've done. It's out of your hands.
It's so hard. One of the best things I think an actor can ever have.
How did it turn out? I'm dying to know.
God, it worked out good that Nathan Fillion was at the farmer's market that day to break my curse. Yeah, I would say if you could sit in an audition room as an actor, it is such a great experience, I think, to see how much is really not in your control. And you can just be the best you can be.
I think I mentioned on here, I shot a commercial, a small little commercial, and we were seeing young men, and I was like, that guy can do it. That guy can do it. And then a guy walked in, I went, that guy's it. And everybody said it the same thing. They're like, oh, he's it.
Yeah.
There was no question about it. And I don't know what was different. It was just, he was it. It was bizarre.
It's a very weird thing to explain.
And I had to fire him. No, it all went very well.
Eric, congratulations. Season 9 pickup, by the way.
You as well. Thank you.
I used to, kind of hold it over a bit, everybody's head saying, yeah, well, until this season's over, I hold the record for the most seasons on a TV show. Now I'm tied with everybody.
Yeah. Let's say you broke your own record.
We're all in the same boat now. We're all level ground for holding records. Congratulations. 9 seasons. It's a short list.
I think you can overtake him, just so you know. Don't give up. Don't take your foot off the gas now.
It's true. I'm not long for this world.
Eric, just keep going.
How do you feel? I'll say Tim Bradford, breakout character. You and Melissa with the Tim and Lucy storyline stuff, super well tracked. People love it. People love it. How do you feel?
It's great, man. And I tell you, and I reflecting back on the story I just shared with you, I kind of, it feels great to know that we've come this far as a team, as a unit. It's the best job ever, being in town, working with people that you have such a blast with and you can laugh with all day. And it's just a joy to go to work. And then, as an actor to be, it's funny because people have asked me, is it hard after 8 seasons to play the same character? And I feel so fortunate, especially with Bradford and the way that his storyline has been shaped. It's like he's been through such an evolution for 8 seasons. I always mean it when I say I don't know what I'm going to get every year. So it keeps me excited as an actor because every year I'm surprised with what Alexi comes up with in the storyline. How we're going to build, the steps forward, the steps back. It's a very, very fun character to play. But as you know, Nathan, and both of you know, Alan, just experiencing the business, if you're not happy going to work, it's also very tough after 8 seasons to do a grind or 9 seasons to do a grind on any show, especially if you're not stimulated creatively. So the fact that to have the creative, fun and also have the personal fun and the joy, it just makes it that much easier to, pinch yourself and go, oh my God, I'm in this.
Yeah. I'm so glad you're having a good time.
Can I ask Nathan, you said that their characters track. Is that like you guys, the audience responds to them? Is there actual tracking for that shit? As a producer, Nathan, do you guys is there how do you know?
Oh yeah, you can look at the analytics, like all the hashtags of Tim and Lucy, or Tusi as they called as the ship name.
Oh, you've got a name. Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, they got a shipper name. Yeah. Oh yeah. People go nuts for that stuff. The will they, won't they, the star-crossed, just getting frustrated. Just get together, and then something happens to throw a monkey wrench in the works, and it's just stuff that's not beyond realism. It's stuff that people, but as an audience member, as being led along the path of a story, it's very rewarding. It's a lot of fun to cheer and laugh and sit in judgment. And a journey for the character is a journey for the actor. Eric gets to have this incredible experience of an actor going through what this character's storyline means to people.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh. Yeah, and then the audience is there for it, and they're talking about it, and so you're able to. Oh, that's great. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's fun. It's Again, Eric, was acting always in the cards did you, from the beginning, from the get go? Were you going to be a pro athlete?
It was my dream, but I realized that was not going to happen.
Can I guess? Golf.
That's it. Terrible golfer. No, I want sports was everything to me. I thought that would definitely be the path I go down.
Baseball?
No, I played football. I was about
football
230 when I graduated high school, and I was a defensive lineman, believe it or not.
Holy, what?
Yeah.
You were
I haven't shown you the old pictures, Nathan. I haven't shown you those pictures.
I've seen old pictures
in
of
Tim's
you.
house now. I'm bald, no neck, full of pad, just shaved bald.
I need to see these photos. I think the earliest photo I've seen of you is when you did your stint on Daytime with your silver underwear.
Oh, those are the days of our lives.
I think all of this needs to end up on the Rookie somehow. No neck.
I was an alien, Alan. Once I was a spaceman.
Another shared experience. The two of you being aliens.
Oh, really? You were an alien?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I turned out to be a genetically engineered human being, and the alien theory went out the window, and that's daytime television.
Man, that is one step away from a robot, so I feel you there too. We're living in the same world. That's the tribe. So that's our tribe.
What's the thing that says maybe I'll try acting, or maybe I'll be good at this? And when does that start?
It was a combination. It was a girl I dated in college. So I'm from LA, but I wasn't a guy that grew up in LA always wanting to act. You know? I went to UCLA to be I was a pre-med student. Wanted to go into sports medicine.
Cool.
Oh.
And started dating a girl, also needed an elective in school. And I was like, oh, I could take the drama class. It can't be that hard to probably get an A, and something else I can, just do. And took a drama class for fun. Started dating this girl, and she said, "Why?"
That's why you took the class, because of that, because the girls go on.
I did it to meet. Yeah,
Yeah.
be some cute girls in class. And started dating this one girl, and she's like, "Why aren't you acting or like modeling, doing something in this business? You're in LA." And I was like, I grew up here, never even crossed my mind really. And she goes, "Look, you got to just give me some photos. Give me some photos. Let me give them to a guy I know who's a manager, and I bet you he could help you out." And I was thinking to myself, okay, whatever. I got nothing to lose. I'm not even still taking it serious. And those photos are priceless. That's just like me in my backyard in my underwear taking pictures next to a
Yeah,
shit.
no story that starts like this ends up, well, man, this is amazing. I know a guy. Give me some pictures of you in your underwear.
Yeah, that's
He'll
exactly
help
how
you.
it started.
Humble beginnings.
What?
And
in the world?
she placed me with a guy who I think, he had one of these camps, and I think it was kind of a bit of a racket. Never asked me for any money. And there's only two people that I know of to this date that he helped break, and it was Jamie Presley before me, and then me.
Now, when you say break, what does that mean? Is that
Just get a real
in
job.
prison? That means one thing. And
Break free.
here it means something else. I think he helped you get a job. Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
to clarify.
Got it.
You know, if that camp is still going, you and Jamie's photos are still up, for his success stories. They
For
never stop
sure.
hearing about Jamie and Eric. Oh, here's another story about these guys.
You're in your
For
underwear in a
sure.
backyard up there, looking,
Exactly.
staring, facing away from the camera, looking over at your shoulder. Hey,
He got you a gig. What was the first gig?
Well, he put me with an agency. I didn't stay with him for long, funny enough. He put me with an agency for modeling. And I remember getting I think it was a Nike gig in
Cool.
modeling. And I was like, I'm making more money right now than I ever thought I'd make in just this one job. And I was working at a daycare before that. I was in college, and I would go to a daycare after school, and I would
to
make
do
money.
sports medicine. Yes.
To do sports medicine.
On the children.
Help at this daycare, make sure no injuries. I'm like, damn, this is quite a bit of money. And I got very lucky probably a year and a half in and got a Tommy Hilfiger campaign with Rebecca Romaine. And it was a complete open call, pure luck.
Wow.
And I mean, one of these really weird experiences where they recast this white guy and a black guy. And my friend got the black guy, I got the white guy. So they recast him when they come to LA. They're shooting the Wiltern Theater with Rebecca, and they have to cast last minute. And I go to the audition once. It's just a walkthrough. They look at your book. No, you're not right. I leave. I don't get it. Another friend of mine gets it. They start shooting. I'm at another audition or, whatever interview, right? And I get a call to say, oh, they got rid of Mark. He's too young next to Rebecca. They're seeing people. They want people to go back. And everybody's leaving this. A lot of us, it's like in the acting, any business, you run into people all the time. And I'm leaving this Fruit of the Loom underwear commercial. I'm leaving that, seeing my friends come in, and I'm like, did you hear? They didn't. They let him go. They're seeing people back in Tommy. Everybody's getting the same messages. I happen to get there first. I get there. Tommy himself walks in, goes like this to my book. Doesn't even look at it. Just scans through it so fast. He goes, "You got the job. Go."
Oh, wow.
And that led to 5 campaigns with Tommy that bled into sportswear, eyewear, sleepwear, me and Rebecca. And I was their guy for like a couple years. And that changed the trajectory of my course as a model to where it wasn't just I got a job here or there. It was like, we need you on a plane to Europe. You got to go fly and shoot for Mustang. You got to go this gene, you got to go there. You need to go to Fashion Week. And I had to tell my professors, I need to drop out of school because I'm missing all of my labs. My grades just plummeted. And I had to have that conversation with my mom saying, what do I do? And they supported me. I upped and left, started modeling for a while, and then started studying acting on the side, doing commercials. I started going to classes. I was meeting guys like, it's funny, Josh Duhamel and I met modeling in Milan, and I told him, you need to leave San Francisco, man. I think you'd do all right in LA. Come down. Comes a freaking movie star. And I was just taking classes, learning, trying, many different scene studies, all these different things.
Where's the break-in? Where's the break-in to here?
Can I just say also, I've never heard a story that more echoes my own. This is wild for me to hear. It's
the
not
whole
Tommy
Hilfiger campaign.
I was Tommy Prada came in. It's Tommy Prada.
To his friend.
Most people don't know his first name, but yeah, same. Go on. So you were taking classes, and then there was at some point some kind of break in your acting career. You were saying maybe.
I got little jobs here and there. I went from Tommy Bahama to. No, I'm just kidding. I went from getting a guest spot here or there, blah blah blah, things happening, and then I remember getting super super frustrated with the business and quitting for like 2 years. And just dropped.
To do what?
Said I'm done. I got so frustrated with the fact of like you work so hard at something, you think it's all going to pan out, and you're just working, and nothing's guaranteed in this business. And I don't come from that mindset of a creative. Like I know hard work usually leads to leads to B. You know what I mean? Right. And I couldn't wrap my head around it, where I'd be so close, and just not getting it. And I remember the job that broke me was a Dawson's Creek gig to be a regular on there. I didn't get it. And I was like, I'm done. And I was married once before. And medicine was always something I gravitated towards. I went into the fire academy to become a paramedic. I was I was one step away from being sent to the academy officially. Like literally waiting for the call. And what my old agent called me and said, hey, would you read for a soap? And I was like, I never wanted to do a soap. I told you I wasn't going to do a soap. And I was just like, you know what? Sure.
It's either soap opera or burn victims.
Yeah.
Soap opera.
And it's funny. I read for Passions and Days of Our Lives, tested, I should say, for both of them simultaneously. And this is a funny story because another friend of mine, Justin Hartley, who's done very well, I got an offer for Passions first. Days of Our Lives was in first position. Passions was in second. Days said yes. I could have fought to go to Passions. I chose to go to Days. Because I did that, they cast a different guy in Passions at the time and brought in Justin to be that guy's brother. But had I probably taken that role, they were not going to open that role for Justin.
Oh.
And I went to Days. Justin ends up getting this part on Passions, which sets his career off. And he's since obviously had a great career. But it's just so weird how things can ebb and flow and play in someone's journey in this business.
Yeah, there's a couple of key moments where you've played a role in other people's paths, I can see.
And it was in Days of Our Lives. Is that Days?
Yeah.
Days of Our Lives, where you played a genetically modified almost alien?
Yes.
Perfect human.
Exactly.
Perfect in every way.
I didn't know that they went crazy like that. I thought it was more
That's
like
the thing about daytime, Alan. You're telling a 1 hour story every day. You start to run out of stuff to talk about. We had an underground civilization, a city called Eterna or something like that.
What?
Yeah. That was before my time when I was on the soap.
And you were on the one that's Sansa the Hourglass? No, you were Sansa the Hourglass.
That's it.
You were One Life to Live.
I was One Life to Live.
No, Days is Sansa the Hourglass.
Days.
He was One Life to Live.
Yeah.
My God. I watched both of them when I was sick as a child. That's what would be on when you were sitting at home and couldn't be in school. I'm much younger than both of you, so I remember watching you.
Nathan, Eric, did you ever get this when you were on the soap about like athletes that watch the show? Like we would have like Shaq come by, Peyton Manning. They were obsessed with the soap because and I'm
Really?
like, you're Shaq. Why are you watching Days of Our Lives? Like that's what we do during the day. Do
you remember the theme cafes were all the rage? There was Hard Rock Cafe, there was Planet Hollywood, and then there was the All-Star Cafe. I got invited to like a big grand opening, and it was me and a bunch of my soap buddies. We're all laughing and chatting, and my friend Kamar, who came in later, did the Rookie with us. He played a homicide detective on The Rookie. He was my, we shared a dressing room on One Life to Live. There was like a cramped little space in a basement, so we were buddies back in New York. We couldn't find him for a good hour. And he comes through the crowd with a big cigar in his hand. He goes, Nathan, where are you from again? I said, Edmonton. He turns around and goes, yeah, it was Edmonton. And he's talking to Wayne Gretzky. And Wayne Gretzky introduces me to all these guys, and they're all like, "Oh my God, you're Joey Buchanan. My mind is blown right now." Because they get up first thing in the morning, they train like crazy, they play hockey, they practice, and they're all done. They go home, and the only thing on TV is soap operas.
Yep.
They watch the stories.
They watch their stories.
Wow.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Eric, when did you say, "Oh my God, I've made it"?
For me, made it was always like a relative thing. It's like, as long as I could support myself as an actor and that was my job, then I was very content. You know what I mean? I was never a person sort of chasing, I know a lot of people that fame was a big part of what made them very happy. And for me, it was just, I want to be able to support my family, make a living. And as long as I'm not struggling, I've made it. It's my job as an actor. Definitely there's been nothing bigger than The Rookie as far as your career goes. It's, I've never seen anything like it. It's crazy, especially with these young kids.
You did a project with Britney Spears. So when you're saying nothing's been bigger than The Rookie, you're saying something. What was the Britney Spears thing? I was looking at your IMDb page. I'm going.
We did a commercial. She had a free fragrance deal with Elizabeth Arden at the time. And this is before she had shaved her head and all that stuff happened. And they reduced it to one fragrance after all that stuff took place. But that's a funny audition story, by the way. I remember going in for that. And this guy, Dave Myers, was a good friend of mine, fantastic music video director, big, like does everything that's ever been successful. And he's directing this, and Britney's brother is casting. And I go through it, and they're like, it's, these commercials, it's your shirt's off in this thing. So like, okay, do this whole thing like you're locking, you're listening to her in a door. Now take your shirt off and do the same thing like you're listening in the door. And I'm like, this is so awkward, right? And I get done, and I'm having lunch with her brother after I get the job. And he goes, the reason you got the job is like, you took your shirt off. And I was like, I could take that guy. That's why he picked me. That's why he picked me.
What? So you beat him up.
It was so funny. I was laughing. He was like, I'm bigger than that guy.
That's so weird.
And we joked about it, and I was like, well, thank you. I'm so glad that you thought that way. I got this gig. It was fun.
Let's talk about family, about your dad.
Yeah.
That sounds like a TV series for HBO, like a really wonky, quirky series. I'm just going to hit some bullet points for you to start off with. Your dad grabbed a buddy of his and said, "Hey, I know a great way we can meet girls. Quit your job. Let's get in the car. Let's fake a car phone and pretend that we're PIs. Get some fake IDs and pretend we're private investigators and change your name because your name's not cool enough."
Yeah, no, real deal. My dad grew up in Pasadena and was a big stoner at the time in his 20s, and was working at a vacuum cleaner shop, and he was the salesman and his buddy was the repairman. And my dad is, if you were to combine Vince Vaughn with Tom Selleck, that's my dad.
All right.
And his buddy, his name was Leon Carrera at the time. And they were high out of their minds one day, like, how do we meet girls? How do we get out there and just let's do something and escape Pasadena? And they decided, and they were like, we'll be Playboy photographers. That's a great way to meet women. And they're like, the equipment's too expensive. There's no way we could afford all these cameras. And like, how can we pretend to do that? So they see a little ad in the back of a magazine with private eye badges. And my dad goes, that's it. We're going to be private eyes. Let's order these badges. And they did. And then he's like, my name is Wayne Winter. I think it works, but you're Leon Carrera. It's like, no. Yeah, I think you should be Johnny Apollo after my favorite movie. And his buddy was like, yeah, all right, cool. I'll be Johnny Apollo. You're Wayne Winter. Let's do this. And his buddy took a house phone and rigged it in the center console of the car with a button on the floor. And they're like, we'll just say our home office was in Beverly Hills. And anytime we're with anybody, you just push that button and we'll get them out of the car and say, I got to take a call from the office. And they put a tape recorder under their dash so they could record any conversations with anybody they had in the car to understand the town they were in. And My dad had just got a brand new Buick Riviera at the time where the lights popped up in the front, and because he got it in a car accident and this was his insurance money. So like we got a sweet ride. We got a game plan. We'll never tell people we're private eyes. We will only just casually pay for something or open our wallets and they'll see a badge and we downplay everything. That was the whole thing. And they stayed at campsites for like a quarter a day. And anytime they'd meet a woman, they'd be like, oh yeah, we're watching this guy over here at this campsite. And
sleeping in their car?
Sleeping in their car. And it led to a 2.5 year road trip across the country. And they went to every state. And they ended up getting wrapped up in real PI cases.
What?
And they were thrown in jail 3 or 4 times.
Wow.
Wild. And ultimately, my dad was like the serial dater and his buddy was the serial monogamist. And he'd always get wrapped up in a relationship. It's like, dad be like, no, man, we got to go. We got to go. And his buddy fell in love with a woman that he met in Odessa, Texas. And they're still married today. And he legally changed his name to Johnny Apollo. So all his family are Apollos.
What the hell?
And
what the hell? That's amazing.
Yeah. They traveled all over the country meeting women.
I am really enjoying Alan's face during this story, which was exactly my face the first time I heard this story. I'm going, what? 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 I couldn't. Yeah. The balls on your dad.
With no money. They barely had money. They hustled in pool, which is what got them thrown in jail a few times because it led to fights and things like that. They weren't fighters. They were complete talkers, right? They would just try to work their way out of every situation. And they made some money hustling pool. They found a little job here and there at a collection agency, and they would post up for a few weeks and make some money on commissions and then take off again, just faking being somebody else at a collection agency. And they ultimately, the whole thing ended because his buddy fell in love and married the lady.
Wow. Johnny Apollo. My God. That has to teach you to dream.
Is it a movie, Alan? Is it a short series? Is it 2 seasons? What is this, Alan?
I think it's a movie. I mean, you can, because then you only have to get on you only have to accidentally get on one big
case.
Crime. Yeah, one big case. And then you can do sequels because people will be wanting more of that.
Yeah, it's a wild story.
Johnny Apollo's got to come out of Odessa at some point and do.
They have old Super 8 footage, by the way, like where they were filming a lot. They were like early influencers. They had Super 8 footage. They're just going through filming random. Nothing makes sense. But if you think about everybody today with their cameras,
you have those films.
They do. I do. I cut together a little sizzle. And it's. Again, there's no storytelling to it. It's just boobs, butt, car, street sign, fashion show, or like a bikini show, the firecracker bikini show. It's like random stuff, but it's really fun to think that they did that.
That story is just a life of adventure. That's just
how old was your father?
They're in their 20s. And this is like, if you think about it, this is one of the most pivotal times in this country's history, right? It's like late 60s into the 70s. You're going from Leave It to Beaver to sex, drugs, rock and roll, riots, movements. They were seeing it all out of these 2 just bright-eyed, bushy-tailed kids out of Pasadena.
They weren't in Vietnam, which is good.
No, and it was interesting. They didn't draft dodge, which was, as I've gone through. Yeah, you would think that these guys would have been perfect for that. Johnny got hurt in some way. I don't remember what the story was, but he had a metal pin or something in his knee. I don't know what it was, but he went through the physical.
I'm surprised they let him in to be a detective.
Yeah,
with that pin.
It's amazing they got off.
Now, here's another thing that I am very interested in is diversification. You've been acting some time, modeling first, acting some time, but now you've started to diversify. You did the podcast for a little while, also a rum company, and a very tasty rum. And I'm a rum guy. I like rum, but if it's too sweet, it just I'll have a headache before I go to bed. I'll be hungover before I leave the party. But yours is very clean. It'd be like it's like a sipping rum.
No, you nailed it. I fell in love with rum about 20 years ago. My wife's Puerto Rican, as you know, and it's
That's
a big
true.
rum rum community. Went to Puerto Rico for the first time to meet my father-in-law, or soon-to-be father-in-law, and he sat me down with an 8-year aged rum and said, let's chat. And I thought to myself, I am not a rum drinker. This is going to go sideways. How am I going to get through it? But I had no choice. And I started sipping on it and going, this is a way different experience than I thought. It would sip like a bourbon or a whiskey.
Wow.
And so for years I would travel around. I would explore tasting different rums from different regions as we'd be on vacations and such. Some in great cocktails and some obviously just trying to sip on them. And a few years ago, I was doing research and, we were talking about the premium rum market, and I really saw a white space of, in the US, rum is behind the curve. In Europe and India is one of the largest rum markets in the world, Southeast Asia, Europe, it's huge. And I wanted to bring a premium rum to the market that could not only stand up with its taste, and thankfully we've won a bunch of awards with the liquid, but the bottle.
Wow.
We redesigned our bottle recently. We wanted to jump out and change the look and feel the way tequila and gin and bourbon have done in these categories. Rum has always been dusty and it's dark bottles and usually spiced, sugary. It's just got this feeling of it that's heritage and old school. It doesn't feel hip and cool. And that, if you think about it, that's where tequila was 20 plus years ago. Tequila was garbage. It was Cuervo, shot, salt, lime, and you just got it down. And it was slushy margaritas. It wasn't good. Now it's sophisticated and snobby and people love a good tequila. But that's not where the market was. And you're seeing that even with gin and everything else. It's evolved into a space where it's cool to sip on these things. And so that was our mission with Palm Republic.
Can I guess what the bottle is? Because you said you got a bottle. Did you want a class? I'm going to say it's shaped like a banana with boobs.
Close.
Very close.
Very close. And the name of it is Mama's Fruit. That's maybe not. How would you say that in Puerto Rican?
Mama. Fruta. Fruta de mama.
It's Palm Republic is what it's called. Now, I have a set of bottles of this rum. Has it changed? The bottle changed?
I think you have our old bottles. Oh yeah, no, our new ones are out. I mean, they're out now. They're on our website. We're putting them in total, putting them in we've expanded a ton this past year. I'm going to show you a picture just on here so you can see it. But
the one I have is like a fat with a nice little nozzle with a cork, a glass topped cork. It's like a brandy bottle, or it's like a whiskey, like a nice whiskey bottle.
Yeah, these ones we elevated to a whole new level, and they stand out. Those ones did a nice job of popping in the rum category. The new one pops in its own. Like it could be in any category. It looks like a. Here's a. I don't know if you guys can see it on the screen, but that's.
Oh yeah,
Class. Okay, that's better than what I was thinking.
So it's
that's really
it's
classy.
A whole new vibe. And
it looks like a decanter. It
looks like a crystal decanter you'd find on a mirrored tray in the side of a fancy office with an oak desk.
So that's been the new look.
When I think of people who get into rum, I think of AA. But this is something else. You've gotten into rum in a different way, and it seems to be good and positive.
Yeah, Nathan made a good point. He thought of, when you think of rum a lot, it's like if it's too sugary or too sweet, you can get this hangover, or if the drinks are too sugary or sweet. And that's not just rum. That's any spirit, to be honest. Sugar is what gives you the hangover. Sugar is what kills you and makes you feel like crap afterwards. A good spirit, and people think, oh, well, rum comes from sugar cane. It's so sugary. No, when you distill a rum, you're burning a lot of that sugar out the same way tequila comes from agave. It's still a starch. So you're burning those sugars out. So when you mix it, if you do a lower sugar cocktail, you're far better off with a hangover. Or if you just sip it neat or rocks, you're not going to have that.
What's the name? I don't think I've heard the name. What's the name?
Palm Republic.
Palm Republic. Class.
Yeah. That
sounds very classy.
I have another question. We're going to shift again. You're very much on top of social media. I've admired about you. I ask your advice about it all the time. I was chatting with my niece earlier. I'm going to call this segment Things My Niece Wants to Know. She says, Eric does a lot of social media with his kids. Who decides on that content? and how many takes does it take?
So often my daughter, because she doesn't have social media, but her friends, a lot of her friends do. So she'll come up with ideas and she'll say, "Oh, what do you think about this one?" And I'll be down to have fun, and do something cute with her. The takes it becomes a. I think we should do it this way. Oh my god! And then kind of like what happened at work the other time, Nathan, when I said, "I'm posting it." It's not right.
Alan, we did a bit at work. It included, I think, like upwards of 7 to 8 people to make this thing work. And we did a take or two. And Eric takes a look at it and goes, "No." And, other people are arguing, "What? It's good enough. We just posted it. It's really great. It's super cute." He's like, "No, it's not good. We don't have the, look, this is wrong." And people are trying to convince him. And he goes, "I'm not posting it."
So I yelled at
It's over. There's no argument. I'm not gonna negotiate. I'm not posting.
Respect.
It just does not.
Respect.
Didn't cut mustard.
Nice.
So that's a famous quote around it. We don't want to do something at work now. That's a thing. Yeah, I'm not posting it.
Please don't look at my Instagram. You'll be like, "Gee, God, what?" I post.
But that's quality control. That's part of what I think you're doing. Clearly, you're doing something right. How many followers do you have on your TikTok right now?
A little over 7 million on TikTok. Yeah.
Holy cow.
I don't know exactly. Let me see if I think it's like 7.
I have 0. I haven't done TikTok yet.
We have a TikTok that we did where we embarrass, pranks, Nathan. We love, you and I obviously have teamed up on some pranks, and there's nobody better than getting, Richard.
Really?
Our favorites to do. But I did a chicken dance prank with Lizeth.
Yes.
And it has 245 million views. And she's been recognized as the chicken dance girl when she's gone places.
Thanks? Do you feel any guilt about that?
0. It was so good.
I'm just going to say, God bless Liz. She's such a wonderful human being, and she's such a sparkler. And
what is this prank?
Well,
go ahead, Eric.
That particular prank, I had to convince her that we're all going to compete with another TV show that's trying to do the chicken dance, and we all have to do this, close our eyes and do the chicken dance, but we can't bump into each other. And we're going to be in a line. And I said, Liz, we're going to go just, shortest to tallest. So why don't you go in the front and we'll tear it up. And so as soon as the music started, we all moved away, and she went so hard on this chicken dance with her eyes closed. And it just ran, and she was so committed. And I mean, who knew? We woke up, I think by the end of the day, it had 20 million views. Like, it was insane how
I'm just going to say, if ever you make me the chicken dance lady, we're gonna have words. I'm gonna do something. I'm what I'm gonna do. But
I just involve you in getting people pranked.
Shouldn't have posted it.
I'm not posting it.
Wow. And did you explain in the thing, like, she's been pranked and she doesn't know what's going on, or just her?
Oh, it's apparent right off the bat. And it's a trend, is it not?
It was a trend.
Yeah.
It was a trend that was already going around, so I saw it and grabbed it. Did a couple like that where I nailed Richard as well, and he got recognized for being part of that prank. And it's great. He's like, I walked into Starbucks and they called me the Bugatti guy. I was laughing so hard.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm not encouraging you in any way, Eric.
Oh my God, I'm watching it right now.
Oh,
yeah. She's in it. Oh my God,
Yeah.
You're all there. Oh, and you got, oh my God. Well, she's fair. Wow. I've never seen it done so well. Oh, and now you're all laughing at her. So we get to see the ridicule. That's great. So you don't just get your own personal ridicule. You get to see others ridiculing her as well.
Yeah.
I
great.
will murder you. Just so we're all clear. If there's an online prank on me and I'm a chicken dance lady, and then suddenly Eric meets with a demise, I have murdered him. I'm just going to say right now.
Bradford's no longer on the show.
I have to say that respect to her, huge respect, because she does go all out. And you really can only laugh at a person so much when they're truly just in giving it, So it is a laugh at her because of the situation, but she comes out of this good because she seems like a fun,
big heart
person who's got a big heart, who's
willing to go the extra mile for their friends.
I know from chickens, she's got the skills.
Now, you are a dad. You have 2 kids. Here's a question I'm going to ask for Alan. when your kids were little, did they ever look at you and say, I was born in Russia. I can speak all these different languages. Like, did they ever have like a past life experience? Yeah.
Oh.
Remember that we were talking about crazy kids that have clearly been reincarnated
Oh,
because
are
they're
your
speaking
children-
languages they don't know?
Have your children ever yet spoken of their past lives?
No, I can't say I've crossed.
Never
that
happened? Okay.
bridge.
Just check it. I just wanted to check that off the family chat checklist.
Do you
I also
them?
like to ask you,
Oh,
have you ever seen a ghost?
wait a
Have I ever
second.
seen a
I need
ghost?
to know, do you like your children?
Oh,
I
do you
guess
like
you're
your
gonna
children?
say yes.
Oh, okay.
You know, this is a great thing. I love them all the time. Sometimes I don't like them. No, I
Right,
love.
I got it. I got it.
They're
I
amazing.
blame the
I'm going
parents.
through. Yeah, no, they're incredible. I'm very, very blessed, and I being a dad is probably my most cherished thing in the world. So,
That's
I love
beautiful.
them. They're incredible. They're incredible.
That's beautiful. I'm amazed by a parent. I think it is such a huge sacrifice. I think I know I wanted to be a parent for a long time, but I had a lot of reservations and too many, and it didn't work out for me. Nathan and I've discussed. I went to the doctor. I don't have a uterus. That's what. Those were the words. he
He's
used.
mentally
I don't know the
unfit,
me-
is what they say.
Yeah, mentally unfit. I don't lack of uterus. And he just said, get out of my office. And he canceled my prescriptions that he had been giving me because I was evidently abusing them. But that's beautiful that you like your children.
Very supportive
then-
of your daughter's an excellent tennis player.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's working hard. She's it's all consuming. She's in tennis. My son's 8. He's playing a lot of soccer. I wouldn't, he's still young, figuring
Oh,
out
so they're young.
what
Yeah.
makes him happy. But she's 14 and I'm in the teenage years. That's a whole nother ballgame. Let me just
Yeah,
tell
that's
you.
supposed to be the change.
God bless
Well, I
you.
remember it as a change for me and my whole family.
It's wild.
It was a change. And then ghosts.
Yeah,
Nathan,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Have
I
you
didn't
ever
want to interrupt.
That's all right. I always try to get around to this one. Have you ever seen a ghost? Do you believe in ghosts? Have you ever seen a ghost?
100% believe in them. I've had,
Whoa.
I would say, ghostly experiences where, like, not major, but my wife is, yeah, like I've seen a ghost. There's ghosts here. There's spirits that have come in, and she's
got that thing.
She's very into that thing, like as far as what she can see and feel and know. But I've had
Wow.
things that someone might classify as like, oh, that was the spirit, coming through, or a sign.
What are we talking about?
I believe in
Footsteps in the
mediums.
hallway, a chair rocking on its own.
That signs of certain things that weren't there, but then all of a sudden wasn't really there, or someone. How do you say it? I've been in bed. You feel a certain sort of like nobody's in bed with me, and somebody's you feel like a pressure, or somebody's leaning.
What?
Yeah, like grabbing onto you or something.
Oh, that's a lot.
So things like that. I was never a believer in mediums until someone finally said, you got to go to one. And like when my dad passed, and impossible to know the things that the person said. Impossible.
Really?
Wow.
You've had one of those experiences.
Yeah. I mean, just, yeah, in many different
About
ways.
dead people or about
No,
you?
just like my dad communicating. I mean, this is a
you
very
went to them
small
about. Oh, I see.
about my dad in particular, and they were answering things that this medium could never know. I mean, we produced a movie, a TV movie a while back, my wife and I, that was based on a piece of IP of this dancer that was murdered in Vegas. She was a dancer for Cirque Love. And all right, so I'm sorry, her boyfriend that killed her was part of Cirque Love. She was part of another Cirque show. And my wife saw Tyler Henry, the Hollywood medium guy.
Yeah.
He has his own show.
Yes.
And that was insane because he would never know we were producing this movie. He would never know we were fully in legal contracts. And he spoke to that woman and knew everything about her death and brought it up to Rosalind.
Wow.
That she's here and she knows you're doing this movie. And she's so sad that she died on Christmas, and she thinks about her family. She was a dancer. She's dancing on her grave right now. And knew everything. We've never even spoken about the movie.
Wow. Oh, creepy.
So we've had a bunch of those experiences.
I last night, Nathan, in the middle of the night, woke up to those footsteps again. I'm in a new house.
Alan moved to New York recently.
Yes, and I'm in a new
Alan
place.
moved.
And there's stairs in the place. And I thought, I thought I heard my wife on the stairs, but it wasn't her. And then I'm not well right now. I go into a Comic-Con and I got con crud and it's really hanging on. So I am sleeping in a different room in the house because I snore when I can't breathe through my nose. And so I was by a window and I heard these boom. So it has to be something with the house because it was like a heavy footstep. It was like the step again, but it was more like boom. And I'm sitting there thinking about Nathan. And the last time we talked about it, he's like, well, did you go check? And so now I'm in my bed thinking, I don't want to go check shit. I'm not checking anything. But you know why? Because there was a dog in the bed with me and he's a little puppy. I didn't want to wake him up. That's why. It wasn't because I was scared. It's because I want to wake up the puppy. And then I heard, and he wasn't reacting because I did think about, you asked me that question before. He wasn't reacting to the sound. And then there was a sound, but this also could have been right out the window. It was like like that. And the dog reacted to that. And that could have been outside my window because I was on the bottom floor. Not to say I have multiple floors in my house.
This warrants an investigation, no?
Yeah.
Eric, would you investigate?
Yeah, my wife would be the first one to tell you, you got to sage your apartment. You have to get the sage.
Oh, we
out,
haven't
make
done
the
that.
Spirits go.
You got to grab a flashlight and look around and go, who's out there? Like, that's the first step one.
You probably
Get out of bed, look around, carry a baseball bat and a flashlight.
After my first cup of coffee, I looked out front and went, I don't see anything. That was my investigation from a closed front door looking out.
See, if I heard footsteps in my house, I wouldn't say it's probably a ghost. I'm not going to investigate because I won't like what I find. My first thing is there's footsteps in my house. Someone's probably in my house. Like that's something I want to check.
He sounded very large. He sounded large, so I felt it sounded like not unless somebody snuck in my house and was like stomping around. Now, if those steps get fast and go pop 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 pop. I'm okay. That's trouble. Right now, I feel like I can outrun this thing and I'm not concerned. I'm going to stay in bed. I lock the door. It can't get in. Quite obviously.
You're by yourself. So where's your wife?
She's up in her room, which is my room, which is over here.
I locked the door. My wife's fine. She's on her own.
She's locked her door though to keep me out, which is rude. Rude. It's very,
she might have left you out there for bait, Alan.
I'm hoping in a couple of days this thing should pass. It's been a week. It's not fair.
Before we lose you, Eric, we have a segment of our show that Alan invented. I think it's a brilliant idea called Let's Get to Know You Better.
I know you and you know me. Let's get to know you better. Yes.
At this point, we want you to tell us something that we don't know about you.
Would you like one of us to go first? So you can have some time.
I can process.
Nathan, would you like to go first? Or would you like me to go first?
I'll go first. I'll keep it really, really quick. We mentioned this already in the story where Eric saw me before the audition for The Rookie. He saw me in an Arcimoto. If you're curious, it's a little electric car. It's 3 wheels, 2 in front, 1 in back. Tandem, kind of open air, has doors, but it's a little more open air, has a windshield. It's like a concept car of the future. They don't make them anymore. But I have a real interest in the future of automotive industries. I really like the idea of cars that don't look like every single other car on the road. And I'm the guy who will read about a company and then put a deposit down on one of the new vehicles. There's one coming out called the Aptera.
Oh yeah, you sent that one to me.
I think I've showed you that.
They've been making that one for a while.
It started, it went away, it came back again. Now it has solar panels on it. There's one with like a 1,000-mile range. It's super slippery when it comes to being an airfoil. It's a beautiful shape. It looks like a little Cessna airplane. And then I put there's another company called Lit Motors. They're making the C1, and it's a fully enclosed, self-balancing motorcycle. You get in it like a car. It's got a steering wheel like a car, but it's a motorcycle that balances itself.
Very cool.
Nice.
Yeah. You like that?
Those are supposed to be a lot of fun. I saw something like that on the road show when it was in development. It was in Europe, and everybody who drove was like, that was the most fun I've ever had.
That kind of thing. So I'm very excited about the future of automotives to the point that, and I don't know if you know this about me, when a new car company like that comes up, I will go and put a deposit down on something like that.
Wow. I'm looking. I can't wait to see you in your flying car. I won't get in it with you, But I'm sure there's going to be money down on a flying car at some point. But I'll look at you from the ground at a safe distance, and
I'll say, I'll meet you there, Alan.
right. And I'll make sure you don't crash on me, because those things, I've seen the ones that they're putting out, that they're basically drone technology, and it's
The flying taxi is coming for the Olympics.
There you go. That's actually happening. This is the future. I'm excited about this.
the only way that LA will work for the Olympics is if you can actually go over the traffic. Because how is that going to work? Anyway.
Exactly. Alan, do you have one?
I one time dated a girl who came with the soundtrack.
Ooh.
Yeah. She had dated this musician right before me. And we would go see him in LA, Jason Mraz.
Oh.
And he became, people know Jason. He's a sweet guy. And she was still friends with him. And we go check him out at this place on Sunset that like served coffee and food. And there was like kind of a small stage space that he would come up from San Diego and play there. And she's like, gotta listen to my friend play. And I'd be listening. And we saw him a couple times before I started. His songs were about this girl. And they just described her to a T. I was like,
wait a minute.
You guys dated. This song's about you, isn't it? She's like, yeah. And she was also beaming. But yeah, so I one time I dated a girl who came with the soundtrack, and it was great. Some of that one song ended up on his first album, his big album. He used to sell albums, just there. You could buy them at his concerts, or his show. They weren't concerts so much as shows. Right. But I remember one, the Curbside Prophet was his first big album, You and I Both, which was a huge hit for him off of that album. It was a big popular song off that album, was about her. And it was great. I got to hang out with Jason. And she was cool too. But it was I used to know Jason. I've seen him.
Were you able to listen to some songs and know what was coming for you in the relationship later? Like, oh, I just learned something about you.
Yeah, I could tell it wasn't going to work. I could tell. She's a little...
Because of which song?
Bit You Crazy. You can't hear it. It isn't on it didn't make the cut. But I think it was either that or it was either Goddamn You Crazy. I can't remember. You just got to imagine it sung to an acoustic thing with a little drum in the background in a really clear, high, beautiful voice.
Gotcha. Right, Eric, I think you have the swing of it now. Well, let's get to know you better.
I would say, top of my head, I've always been a bit of an adrenaline junkie. I used to love I've done skydiving, I've done bungee, I've done this whole thing where you're not shot out of a cannon, but you're shot out of a slingshot.
I've seen that.
On bungees. I've always wanted to do some great whites. That's something I'm going to do a bucket list very soon. Where you go in a cage, you go down with the great whites. I've swum with sharks before, out in the wild. Black tip reef sharks all surrounding the boat. So I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie when it comes to that.
Wow. Well, you can do the white tip. You can do a great white in, there's a place in Australia. Yeah. There's also in South Africa, I think, is the only other place you can do that I've heard of.
I will definitely be experiencing that at some point.
I can go with my brother because that's something he wants to do. And I'm good.
They chum the water.
They get them all riled up. No, I've seen too many videos where the shark gets in the cage.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, one time when I swam with the reef sharks, we went on a boat and it was in Bora Bora, I want to say it was, and they started throwing chum. They're storing all this blood and the fish and you just see fins start popping up all around the boat. And I see the guys driving the boat just jump in. And I'm going with nothing, just jumped right in the center of it. And then we went down the ladder and explored out.
Yeah, that's no fun.
I've been on, I think, exactly what you're talking about. I think I have experienced exactly that in probably the exact same area.
It was so cool, though. It was so neat.
Well done. Well, my friend, thank you very much for participating in our podcast. How much did it differ from one of your episodes?
This is great. No, this is very similar. Just like I love these kinds of. I love getting to know about people's past and experiences, especially in this business or business, by the way. I just find it, everybody's path and journey is so unique. So it reminds me of doing the podcast, makes me miss it.
It's nice to meet an actor who actually went through the process of quitting. And that, like, because every actor has a moment where they're like, I'm going to quit. I can't take it. I'm sick of it. I'm done. And that you went through the process, were ready to move on, and then it pulled you back in. And you've made it, man. That is meant to be shit. That's great. That's fucking great.
Yeah, I think we learned a lot about you today, Eric.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Buddy, thanks for doing this. I'll see you. Well, I won't see you for a minute. But we didn't even get to talk about conventions, because this is another shared experience. Eric's starting to do conventions now with the Rookie and getting a taste of that.
There's Rookie conventions?
You bet there is, man. We're well liked.
It's pretty crazy.
Well, I know you're well liked, but is it like a specialized convention? Like some people, there's like different kinds of conventions.
They're doing
are you at rookie convention solid? It's Rookie top to bottom?
Yeah, there's been a couple Rookie cons. There's been a couple like first responder type conventions. And then there's been just giant Comic-Con conventions where it's everybody. But there's a handful of other, genres crossing over.
I hope they call one of the Rookie only ones a Rook Off. Come to the weekend Rook Off. Because it's playing on Cook Off there. And
I see.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe not.
How do you feel you're received at these conventions? How has your experience been so far?
He's got traction, buddy.
It's been great.
Have to ask that question.
Yeah. Everybody's been lovely. It's been fun getting all the, just seeing the different types of people and how many lives and ages we touch. I had a kid dressed up. I was in Belgium a couple weeks ago, and I think she was a 5-year-old girl dressed up as Bradford.
Wow.
And I was like, why are you even watching the show? You're 5.
We're in such a bubble at work, and it's easy to forget sometimes that, people are out there watching and consuming the show. And then you get to these conventions and you see just how people are affected by what it is you do for a living.
Yeah.
It's the best part.
It's pretty cool.
It's the only formalized way to meet your fans. It's the only way to do it. Otherwise, it's just rando people, like you kind of just bump into folks and like, oh, hi, let's take a picture. Hi, let's meet. But
when they share their experience and you Nathan as well. I mean, people have like chose the path of law enforcement now because of our show, or have and like I said, this is there was just a little girl with a Bradford here and a little bag. Like you see the path that they're on. I was just at a lunch this past weekend, and they asked if I could call somebody at the lunch on a FaceTime of a girl who's now going into law enforcement, wants to work in. I forgot what it was, what area of it, but she's graduating high school, and that's where she wants to go because of the show.
We were to an event hosted by the LAPD, a little fundraiser of sorts. They honored Lexi and I with some awards and some very kind things about what an incredible recruitment tool the show has had, because it shows this job for what it can be, something that's really aspirational, and shows it in a positive light.
We're doing something right.
Well done, Eric. You did not blow it. I don't know what I was expecting, but you did a great job.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I apprate it. It was fun.
Yeah, from everything Nathan said, I'm blown away.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad I changed your perspective.
So positive. What I was expecting.
Can't wait to have you back on set and prank you, Alan.
Holy shit.
Dusting off my hands.
Yeah.
Another job well done.
I think that he liked you. Genuinely.
Why do you sound surprised?
It's one of the things I noticed. It seems to be the forefront sticking in my mind.
I really enjoyed your face through some of his stories.
That should 100% be a movie, because you can't guess at that. That's one of those things that when you're watching, you're like, I never would have thought of that, and somehow I believe it. It's just wild. AI couldn't come up with that crap.
Everybody's got a story.
And he could make it and then use, it sounds like he can produce. So he's producing with his wife. This is just something they need to make. And he would,
I would not put it past him. He's extremely well-rounded, and you'd be wrong to underestimate Eric, I think. I think he's just very capable. Like he said, he believes in hard work. You do hard work and you get a result. Like it's that. I think that's just his work ethic in general.
That's, as being a former model, that's just the model ethic. Hard work, pays off. That's how we get the abs, dude.
You were a former model. Is that what you're saying? Yes, you
I
talked
said
about some
that.
of,
Yes.
yeah, some of your modeling experience.
Tommy Prada. Yeah.
All the big Tommies.
All the big Tommies. You
Hilfiger,
mentioned Bahama. Hilfiger, Bahama,
and Prada.
Tommy Boss, or Boss Tommy, whatever. I just call him Tom. But yeah, good times traveling Europe, taking snaps.
I think we should. I would love to see some more people on our show from The Rookie.
Yeah, I think let's see how it tracks. I just want to see the tracking on this.
Oh, I want to see how it tracks. It's first of all, it's very nearby and very easy well to draw from for us right now, I think.
Yes, and I think probably there's a lot of people who are listening right now who are fans of The Rookie so they are already invested.
All right, Alan, why don't you wrap it up for us right now? Let's hear your farewell.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, goodbye.
Well, you made it all the way to the end credits. Thank you for listening to Once We Were Spacemen. Remember, you can always head over to our Patreon for bonus content, longer episodes, and a chance to take home some incredible crap. If you love the show, please leave us a review and tell your friends. If you didn't love the show, keep it to yourself. This podcast is a Collision 33 production. Specifically, we are produced by Michelle Chapman, Siobhan Homan, and Josh Levy. All the recording and post services are handled by Rabid Grin Productions, and our theme music is by the brilliant Carlos Sosa and Joshua Moore. And as always, our artwork was created by Louis Jensen. We'll see you next time.
And the name of it is Mama's Fruit.